Hey Taurus, it's Angela. It's good to see you. We're here to do your September Soul Guidance reading. This is for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising. And I always love to say, and I'm going to say it every time, anyone else who feels drawn to the energy of this video, the message is there for you as well. This is intuitively led. It's, I'm not a real traditional card reader. I don't really do the way that it's supposed to be done, I guess. I don't know. I don't even really know the whole tarot deck. The cards I use are, I use a Zen-based tarot deck, but the interpretations are fluid for me and they're intuitive. So as they show up, I know the meaning in that moment. So this is all intuitively driven, and it is for you as the receiver of the reading. It is a general soul guidance reading. So this is giving you the opportunity to tap into an aspect of your soul and maybe shine a light on it, transform it a little, soften the edges of it if it's something that's like a sticking point for you, or maybe find a template and a process in how to proceed forward. So that's the nature of the soul guidance readings. What we do is we pull one oracle card. I'm pulling from this deck this time, Messages from the Light. And that oracle card will give us guidance. And then we drill down into some details using the Zen Tarot deck. Okay. All right, Taurus, your card I pulled is creation. Something, there's something you desire, whatever that is. If this is a new way of being, if this is a physical, creation, like something like if you're an artist or any kind of a creator, and, if you're developing a new business or you're planning a move or you're embarking on a new relationship, whatever that is, make sure that your inner, the things you desire at the deepest level, make sure you're focused. Thoughts become things, right? So make sure that your focus is fully aligned with the manifestation of this desire, whatever that is for you. Okay. Let's get into these Zen cards and see if we can get some more details. Okay, so we have, this is what I call the tree spread, right? This is the trunk, and these are the sets of branches. We start here in this center set. This is your very starting card. The left side of these cards are your internal, intuitive, sort of inner being messages. And then the right side are external or real life manifestations and how they show up. The trunk here, this bottom card, is the key to elevating to this next level of branches. It's the key to moving forward from it. So let's just focus on what we want to create. What do you want to create in your experience? And think about that now as we proceed with the cards. This could just be, I want to create an easier life. I want to create a more ease-filled, stress-free life. This could just be, something that's within you that's wanting to come forth. And it could also, like I said, be a tangible project or an actual connection or relationship or a physical shift and change, right? Okay, so let's get this started. Your center card is courage. This is your starting point. So I like this a lot, Taurus. There's a guidance here that kind of says no real assertive action at this moment needs to be taken. It's really a matter of sitting with what is, the elements that are around you, the information that's available, the vibrations and the feelings that you have as it pertains to this creation, and allowing everything to be there, and then allowing it to, incorporating some of it maybe in your growth, right? This card talks about the little seed that burrows itself way below the boulders and it's protected by a hard shell, and it really could just kind of stay that way forever if it wanted. But what it does is it starts to allow in like the droplets of water that drip down there, and maybe some of the food that's going to fertilize it, and the sunlight that peers in, and it suddenly begins to transform. So taking all of the, first of all, and when focusing on what you want to create, have a sharp focus, a sharp vision. You may want to even journal, and or use affirmations that keep you focused on what it is you want to develop. And then there's this resting kind of not inactive, but not overtly, not any overt moves, just this space, this period of time and space. And it will be different for all of you. For some of you, it might be, a week. Let me just sit with what is, and then I'll figure out my game plan. I hiccuped. For some of you, it might be longer, just to let the idea germinate and take hold and receive the information that will help it to grow, right? Just like this flower did, the seedling did before it transformed into a blossom. So that's beautiful for a starting point. And the word courage here, like I said, isn't representing any assertive action that needs to be taken. It's not bravado. It's there's a quiet, confident vibration here, that what I see that I want to emerge and I want to take shape and develop, I have all the elements I need. And the main elements I need are my ideas and my sharp focus on how I want it, how I see it developing. Okay, I want to add a cautionary there, but let's just see what the other cards say. But I want to add a quick cautionary that if we only focus on it turning out in one way, we may be disappointed. So that's why this time here, to sort of let it germinate and let it take shape on its own, is really important. Okay, we can have all the intention in the world, but real life also involves itself. And sometimes we have to, switch hit or take another route just to keep everything moving. Okay. So we have this energy of the courage to allow all the conditions to germinate and take hold before proceeding, right? Before really, really taking action. This is really like the pre-stages of creating your endeavor or your project or your relationship, whatever this is. But these are like the early stages of it. Internal energy that supports this courage card is creativity itself. So we have creation and creativity, and it's in your internal position. So remember, any outward expression of our creativity comes from within. It starts within. And, that's what creativity is. It's self-expression, but it's coming from deep within us. And so, yeah, this is beautiful. So this is having you combine the elements that are around you, the conditions, the plans, the parts that need to be put in place in order to see this come to fruition, combining that with your deepest sense of self-expression. How do you put your stamp on this? What is it about this goal that is going to make it uniquely yours? Right? Those are two things to consider there as you're in the early stages of developing this. And remember, this could be just that you're shoring up or putting a focus on, developing a new aspect of yourself, shifting into a new perspective. It's all part of that same creative focus and process. Okay, so now in your external world, the combination of this gathering of the elements and allowing them to be present to help it grow, and then also finding a way to make it uniquely yours. And then the external world that results in your mastery. Okay, so this is the right path for, or is one right path for this creation to come to life. It's being with what is, allowing information to come in and new connections and data as you see fit, and then finding your uniqueness in all of it, and finding that right way to express it out in as it pertains to this creation. And then you've reached mastery because you're in full alignment now, right? You're in the truest sense of who you are as you're letting this come through. And that is this card. This also kind of represents a pure connection to the divine, to spirit, through your crown chakra. So this is full alignment. I love, what a great starting point for, any endeavor, but, especially with something that's going to be connected to your heart and soul and who you are, right? Okay, so now we want to move on to this sort of higher level of perspective, or this higher perception, with your higher self kind of leading the way. And the key to getting there is in this card. The key to making that shift is in this card, postponement. Oh, wow. So this is where your mind comes in, right? This is where your mental blocks come in. It's not coming soon enough. I don't have everything I need. I can't get there. I won't get there from here. I'm sitting here behind this window, feeling all gray and dull, and all I want to do is be out there in that rainbow existence, and I'm separated from it. It's not mine to have. These are mind tricks. This is all, I'm saying it with a big smile because none of it's true, right? This is a mental block that you must release and get past in order to make your next set of progress. So I kind of like the way this is shaping up, because, whatever this creation is for you, if this is, giving yourself a makeover, or like I said, embarking on a new relationship, starting a new job, moving to a new town, just being a more easygoing version of you, whatever it is you want to create and manifest into the world, it's going to take first this initial assessment and sort of gathering the facts and allowing everything, the situation to be as it is, and then seeing what you have to work with, putting your stamp on it, and then showing it up, showing up into the world, like I got this. I have this ability, and I'm going to make this happen. But then we slip a little bit, right? Because it's human nature to question ourselves, or to wonder, or worry, or, have a little anxiety over how is this going to turn out, right? And so we find ways to block our progress because I don't want to move too fast. And then you start telling yourself, I'll never get there, and it'll never come, and I don't deserve it, or I'm not worthy. Okay, so these are concepts that you do need to clear before proceeding, before reaching a new level, and a sort of bringing your higher self on board with all this. Those blocks need to be cleared, and it may come in the form of affirmations that you set for yourself every day. You could want to start a meditation practice, or if you already have one, pick it up a notch, right? Add a second session during the day. Maybe some journaling, maybe spend some time without any focus at all on this, and just don't think about it at all, so that your thoughts can kind of like have room to swim around, instead of locking in on the focus on the lack. So there's ways that you can do this to release those thoughts. It's, going to be up to you to decide how you want to go about it, but that is the key to getting your progress going even further. Okay. So now, once we've found our release here in this area of mental anguish, of mental, just the feelings that we're detached and we're disconnected from our goal, then we land here. We get to experience a new level of awareness. And look at this. Okay, so the first level, the first card we land on is completion. So now so it's almost like this is an intuitive card. And this, that last puzzle piece in this figure is going into the third eye. So this is reaching a state of knowing. I got this. This is happening. And I know it, right? One thing I'm really noticing right now is all of your cards in the Zen Tarot, except for this one. This is a mental energy. All of these are major arcana. They're all power-driven cards. They're pivot points. They're big energies that can, take you along the ride as long as your mind doesn't stop you, right? So it's almost like all the flow is right here, as it pertains to your creation. And the one thing that will block you is the mental aspect. So I love that. So yeah, you reach this point of from my mind tells me no to, oh, guess what? I do know. I got this. This is happening. It may not turn out, the way that I see it, because of the cards surrounding this are kind of guiding us to a little flexibility in the path to get there, right? This is kind of showing, yes, you will achieve it. It may look different than what you initially saw, but it's likely going to be even better. So don't worry about that. Internally, the card that supports this sort of intuitive knowing that you're on the right path with it is the new vision. So there might come times along your road where you shift your sights. Oh, let me add this aspect too, to this goal. Let me cut this out because that's not really working, but then embellish on this one, on this aspect, because that's it. So being willing and able to shift your focus and your vision and expand it when necessary is going to be really important. And that comes from within. Those are those conversations you have, within, between you and you, and you'll know when those shifts need to happen and when you take on a new aspect of it. You'll know when the time is right. And then interestingly enough, I think it was earlier when I was first at the beginning of this reading, I said, let's not get too attached to any one way that it has to be in order for us to be happy. And look what we end up with here, the no thingness card. And that's exactly this. This is kind of saying, your outcome will come. Your creation will happen. You will see it come to fruition. Attaching yourself and your desires and your success, your perception of success, to it only looking one way. It has to have traits A, B, and C, and it has to be aligned in this way, and it has to happen on this day or whatever. That will limit you. So this is just a reminder, no thingness. Attaching, don't attach to any one thing or any one way. Allow that's what creativity is. It's shaping and reshaping and, developing as you go. And so just a reminder that however it turns out and whatever path it takes to get there and whatever developments come along are the right ones, as long as you're in your alignment. As long as you're staying in this mastery, in this knowing of what is best for you and how you want to express it, how you want it to manifest. And I would say when you're thinking about how you want something to manifest, I would focus on more how it feels to you than the details and how it looks, or how it lines up and what the outline is of it. I would focus more on the creativity comes from your feelings, right? Your deepest emotions and the expression of that. So when you're thinking of this creation taking shape, go with how it feels. It feels abundant or it feels easy. However that is, that's where your success comes in. And then you don't have to worry about attaching, if it doesn't turn out exactly the way you saw it, then you're not disappointed, right? Because it turned out, best for you no matter what. All right. Okay, Taurus, I hope this was good for you guys. And, let me know in the comments how it resonated for you. And until next time.